All right, all right, all right. We're here. We're
Woohoo.
past season 5, episode 5, or episode 55.
Episode 5.
Season
Oh,
5,
shit.
episode 5. Easy to keep track of it now. Now that
Yep.
we've gotten it right where it's like in sync. So thanks
Right
for
now.
joining us. We got on here. We got Roger down here. We also have Alban and myself. And we'll see. Maybe Eddie will jump on here. The beach is busy tonight, and Andrew won't be joining us. So it's just us guys. So
And I'm on my phone, guys. My
yeah,
my computer is rebooting. It's trying to. It's doing an update, so it's making me wait.
yeah. So you're gonna have to hold tight. So if you've never watched our show before,
Yeah.
what we do is we'll review 2 movies that were voted on last week for us to have to watch this week, and we invite you folks to watch it, have watched those movies also, so that you can tell us what you think. And this week we had 2 older movies on, and also. Most of you already know that in the Telegram group, which the link is down below, you can go to join the Telegram group for Player Pass and vote for next week's movies, as well as vote for this week's movies if it was a play or a pass. But so we got a bunch of movies that are coming up next week, or for next week. We're going to discuss that. Eddie, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. I just finished shoveling all your snow
Well, good, because we didn't
off
have
my
it.
roof.
It was nice. It was
Oh,
actually above 0 today, so it's a nice day. Actually, now that when it goes
it's a
above
nice
0, I actually
day.
know what blue. Yeah, it was 3 degrees Celsius. And
Yeah,
so
it's
now,
No, but
53.
you're saying above 0,
yeah,
and I'm
Yeah.
yeah,
just figuring all of your friends from
the
the
states.
happy land of North Carolina where you came from are hearing you say, "Oh, it was above
Yeah.
0."
So I think my car said 36 when I went to the store.
Nice. Nice.
So 36 is definitely better than
Yeah.
minus 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wait until tomorrow night. It's going to drop.
Yeah, we got some snow. We got some snow coming here up in Canada. We got a bunch of snow coming. I saw the whole East Coast is going to be getting hammered over the next few days. So, so He'll hanging with us over in the side chat. Chipman Tex hanging with us. Tim, thank you for joining us. Mandy's joined us. Patty D is over in the side chat, so she'll be able to toss her thoughts. And Daldum will also be giving us her thoughts on these particular movies. And so let me I'm going to share my screen on the poll for the movies for next week, because it was too many for me to try to do. And so we got to discuss that, because when we get to
Yeah, we got to come up with something.
because there's 17 movies on that, and like nothing on that first list I don't
16.
even want to watch. So let's see. Let me share my screen here. Hold on a second. Get this sorted out.
It was 17 or 16. I only seen 16.
16.
That's a lot.
It took me like 30 minutes to watch all the damn trailers.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, I
So-
watched all of the movies.
So yeah, you
So-
dedicated.
Wow.
So
Wow.
so on the second, because there was 2 polls for our movies for next week, what we have, and so I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry, I
normally
didn't
I would
watch
pull up the tabs, but it's just too many to
Uh-huh.
pull up the tabs for. So starting from the top, American Dog, I Want You Back, Lolita, Marry Me, Redeeming Love, The King's Man, the Rakim. What's it? Rakim? Reckon.
the Queen.
No,
Reckon.
wait a minute.
The Reckon, and
That-
then the.
If you
Tiger
translate
Raja.
that's the shark. Because
Yeah.
Oh, is
in
that
French.
Yeah,
is
it
that
is
some
a shark,
French?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
in French.
Yeah.
Oh, how would it say?
Wow.
Requin? How
Le
would it say?
requin. Le requin.
Requin?
Jaws. It did not look
The
like
movie was in English, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
But
So,
the title's in French.
Yeah.
So let me see. So that's the
Tiger Raja.
first. That was the second poll.
Well, that's actually
And-
the second, but
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the first poll had A Violent Man, Home Team, Kimi, Mass, The King's Daughter, Surprise Visit, Tender Swindler,
Swindler.
the Tinder
and-
Swindler,
Yeah. Okay. And then
Yeah.
War Hunt.
War Hunt.
So those are the movies. I didn't even vote for the first set because I don't know. There's really nothing there I
Well-
even want to watch.
Okay, well, I'll tell you that Tinder Swindler is a new up and coming movie. It was actually a documentary, believe it or not, and it was pretty good. You know, for something that actually happened. I thought it was a really good watch. You know, there were some other ones there that were actually pretty good. That King's Daughter, and Mask was another good one. Kimmy was actually pretty good if you're a techie.
Yeah,
And,
that would look good.
that football one was that other football one there, Home Team with Kevin James.
Yeah,
that looked funny.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, well, it was
maybe. Yeah. So, so we can make sure to vote for that. We have a bunch of movies, and so by the end of the show, we will talk about what we have to watch for next week, and hopefully you watch too. Because if we're forced to do it, you need to be forced to do it too. Yeah, it's some of these. So yeah, that's the things. Let me stop sharing that part, and let me share. Let's go ahead and take a look at which one of the movies we want to do first, gentlemen.
Well, the first one was the Up in Smoke was 5.1.
Okay, so let me share that. All right, so we got Up in Smoke is the movie for the first movie we're going to cover. And I've got to do everything, so you guys got to bear with me since Albin's not here to click and ticker and do, you know.
Yeah, I have it down there underneath. You see it there, right?
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah, look at Albin done homework. He's got like the IMDb rating in there, box office numbers.
Hey, you know, I try taking care of you guys, you know?
Yes, he's got it on point. So,
and I did find the production budget on this one was $2 million.
Oh,
$2 million?
$2 million, okay. Yeah. And it made 46 or 41.
Yeah.
So,
and this was
41
in the 70s. 78.
80. Yeah.
78.
78.
So we got a bunch of images here. So if you've not watched this movie, hopefully you have. This is a classic. This is iconic movie that lots of people have talked about over the years. Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong, their very first movie. And so we'll just open the floor. What's everybody thought? You know, this is an old movie. Is it the first time you've seen it, the second time, and thoughts? And
it's probably the 20th or 30th time I've seen it. I hadn't seen it in at least 2 decades.
Oh, yeah.
And it still had some funny lines in it, you know. You just ate the most acid I've ever seen.
He's like,
oh.
He's like, what this, man? Don't be whoa me, man. What do you mean? What do you mean, whoa? Yeah, I mean, I cried. There was parts. I smiled through most of it.
Yeah.
Laughed at numerous parts. And that whole shtick when they're in the car and he's like he goes, man, we're gonna get high off this joint right here, and he goes, oh, I thought that was my dick, and he pulls it out and he's like that joint and he goes, man, I hope your dick's bigger than this, because it looked like a toothpick.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. I think I don't know. I wish some younger people would have seen it, because then we could.
Yeah.
I'd need to get my son to watch it and say, hey, what do you think of this? Because they were comical to me and funny.
And this is their best movie out of their whole catalog.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like this, don't bother with the other one.
The other one.
No. Yeah. This is You're right. In his car.
The car got me. Oh yeah.
And he's wiping it off. He's like wiping it all and getting it all clean. And and this is it was his pride and joy.
Like a brand new Cadillac.
Just a love machine.
Yep. It's a love machine. Love machine.
Love machine.
And a Tan posted a picture of Cheech over here, and had a picture of Misty from Pokemon, and says, I didn't know that she got her style off of Cheech. I'll have to see if I can find it in my things, but if she does it, the character there, that Pokemon character, looks just like Cheech. Yellow shirt, red suspenders, and then when he has that little red beanie on.
Yeah.
Now you think that they made this movie in 1978, and you just did not talk about smoking marijuana
Right.
in 1978. It just wasn't as acceptable as it is in
Yes.
2020. So they were pushing boundaries with this movie. They really were.
Oh yeah.
But what gets me is because Cheech, because he comes from Ottawa, and everybody's talking about Ottawa. So when I was watching this movie, I'm saying he should be out there protesting. Let's get some weed out there, man.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know he was Canadian.
Yeah, he's Canadian.
I think Tommy is
Yeah,
too.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that, if you remember, in 78, people saw potheads as just old hippies, just they were
Yeah.
hippie potheads,
Losers.
Yeah.
and Chong plays right into the character for it, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I found numerous places that I laughed when they each of them piss on his
On his
cop
leg.
leg,
Yeah.
and then he's like, man, do you know who this is? And he's like, no, I don't know who this is. Like, the
Sergeant
special
Sudenko.
sergeant. Yeah, he goes, all right, bye, lard ass. And I mean, it was all those little parts that I laughed and I remember
Did
it
you
when I
notice?
watched
Did you notice? Cheech pissed on one leg, and Chong pissed
Yeah.
on the other leg.
Yeah,
Pissed on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a I don't know. I enjoyed it. So
I did too.
I found it better watching it. I watched it yesterday. I found it better watching it yesterday than I did last time I watched it, which maybe about 2-3 years ago. Man, I was cracking up laughing.
I mean, the songs were good.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
when I'm listening to him doing his songs, I didn't realize there was that many songs in it. I mean, I remember a handful, but then I didn't realize it's almost like a musical because there's a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not just like in the background, like some songs. I mean, it was very
Right.
prevalent.
And
But
I-
for the age of that movie, the soundtrack was good.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I had a set of Bose headphones on, and man, I could feel the bass. I could
Mhm.
feel that bass.
I had totally
I
forgot that there was a battle of the bands
Yeah.
in this
I did
movie.
too.
I
Yeah.
had totally forgot, and the other three bands were freaking horrendous. And,
Yeah.
and in the credits at the end, one of the band's name was the Whores.
The horror.
The Whores. Yeah.
Good time.
What I have to say about this is, I understand where you're coming from, Dabs, where, you need to get your son to try and watch this, but I think that's like the reason why we want to show off certain movies and be like, oh, well, yeah, this was from our time, and this
Yeah.
is what we watched, and you're able to tell them why certain things were funny, or like why what that telephone is. Why is we're all on the corners everywhere there was a phone? You know what I mean? Just little things like that, that meant a lot to us growing up, because when we watch it and we see it again, it's like we miss it. And not that we miss having to try to find a phone to use, but it was a time where, we didn't have to worry about, a lot of other things, you know? And watching this movie, I felt that, I just wanted to thank Lou Adler, the director, for being able to direct, Cheech and Chong like this, and being able to say, oh, okay, I see your vision. I'm gonna let you guys run away with it, with their writing, because I remember it was Cheech and Chong that wrote this.
Yes.
And they were brilliant. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like, I said, oh, well, they're, they always walked around high as all heavens. These guys knew, okay, you know what? We're comedians, and we want to show what's funny. You know what I mean?
And they were funny.
And yeah, definitely. you know, because they make me laugh. Because who else would think up? Oh, let me, you know, have a van that's made out of weed and have
Yeah.
it burning up going down the road. You know,
Right.
you can't beat that. And then like having a cop try to pull you over, and the cop can't even, you know, remember why he pulled him over for. You know,
It's so hot.
you know, because he got such a buzz. I think it's classic. I think that's classic.
And you have some big. There's some big stars of it. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
Stacy Keach.
yeah, Stacy
Yeah.
Keach and Tom Skerritt was in it.
Yep.
Yeah, Tom Skerritt was in there.
Tom Skerritt's in a couple of their movies.
As a matter of fact, I named my son after Stacy Keach.
Oh, did you?
Did you
one of my sons is named Stacy.
really?
Uh-huh.
That was he was funny to me. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
and when he would get the guys together and he's like, all right, guess how much this bus is gonna take off the streets? They're like, 10 million? Wrong. And he's like, wait, making all of them guess $40 billion or something. It's like, really? I mean, so I don't know. It was just so many parts that just cracked me up. I mean, the family gets deported. He's like, oh, it's they're deporting the family. Oh, why? Well, it's because there's a wedding down in Mexico. So this is a free ride and lunch to get everybody back home.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you couldn't get away with. Of course, we talk about that all the time. You couldn't get away with the humor because there is some off-color humor.
You can't name the news girl. What was her name?
Kawasaki.
Suzuki Kawasaki.
Yeah. Wait, as soon as I heard that, I was like, "Oh no, they didn't." And
when he tried to smoke that little joint and he had it on the pinhead and he lights it up and all of a sudden
hash.
Tell you what, burning hash will mess you up. It is hot. It is hot.
Oh man. Yeah.
And you think about this also, I think that they really built a career off of this one movie.
Yep.
Now, because I mean, stereotyped. I mean, they were stereotyped into a certain genre, but they made a whole living off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some people don't want to be pigeonholed as an actor, but you know what? For them, they were able to do very well. Lots of films.
But they split up, didn't they?
They did. But each of them went their own way. But they still were able to.
Yeah, but they still talk now, though.
Yeah, they
went their own way, but they've come back. You know.
Yeah, I think you were talking about making another movie.
In the 80s or early 90s, I guess. Late 80s, early 90s, one or the other. When my little brother was doing his stand-up comedian bit, he headlined for Tommy Chong several times.
Oh.
He said Tommy's a super nice dude.
Oh yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. I mean,
and the thing that both of them were, like what was it? Tommy was in what was that 70s show,
Yep.
and Cheech has been doing stuff,
Bridges.
all over.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah,
But what
you really got to give it to those guys.
Does anybody know the reason why they split up?
I do not.
Because it reminds me a little bit, two big artists like that split up, like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. They split up too.
Yeah.
That broke a good team up. Okay, maybe now they're back together again, but are they going to be as good again?
I didn't realize that.
No, well, that's still funny. He's still funny.
Yeah.
And Cheech had a much more mainstream career than Tommy
he's
did.
like in all kinds of look how many things that he's been in. Now a lot of that was TV stuff, but that's a lot of work. So that's Cheech.
He does a lot of voiceover stuff too.
Yeah, a lot of cartoons and most of the big cartoons. He was in Cars and
because his voice is iconic.
Yeah.
Zootopia.
His voice is iconic though.
They both
Yeah.
made a pretty good living out of being stoners.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
They
do
did.
you think what they did there? They did pretty well.
Yeah.
But I guess let's say we classified this movie in our time, this would have been in the top 10.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Years
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it would have. Yeah, definitely would have been. When I was a teenager, definitely would have been a top 10 movie.
I don't know. Well, think about it. In '78, like, what was? Can you see like
Star Wars.
if it won any awards or anything there, or what won? Because like, was this the same time? Was
Yeah, there's no awards
what was that?
because awards would have been right before
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was not nominated. Surprisingly,
Right. No, I'm trying to think like when did Deer Hunter come out? You know?
Close to the same time frame, I would think.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would have been more of a bigger movie back then. But it just also comes back to the age of who was watching it.
Yeah.
I know my parents didn't have any problem with if they would walk into the house and I was watching The Deer Hunter, but if they walked in the house and I was watching Up in Smoke, they would get all pissed
Right.
off.
They'd have a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So all right. Well, I was looking at. Didn't see too many comments over here by some of the people what they thought. Usually, Tan says usually it's egos that break up people.
It probably
And
was
that's-
in this case
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Arguing about where their career was going to go. And,
Yeah.
I mean, but again, they did. You know, they got away. They got away with it. All right. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab that picture. Hold on a second. The BS group.
Okay.
All right, let's see if I can share this.
But
picture.
I thought the movie was like a gift to be able to watch again.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
because like I say, we grew up with certain things, and we might not laugh as hard as when we did when we first saw it, but you just got to give respect to certain comedians, because it's like Abbott and Costello might not be as funny, but if you would have watched the Who's on First again, you already know most of it by heart, but you got to think about the genius of the comedians like them to come up with something like that, and it's lasted all these years.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know
there
what
were
I
some
mean?
legitimate funny lines in that.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's
Right.
some funny stuff in there, and and we've watched a lot of throwback movies, and it's like, does that hold up? And you're like, but
Mhm.
to me, I was smiling through most of
Yeah,
it.
I was too,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
I did laugh out loud several times.
Yeah.
And I have heard these jokes 20 plus times.
Oh, yeah. I can recite
Mhm.
some of those jokes.
Yeah.
It's like you've heard them
Right.
so much you can recite
License
them.
and registration. Isn't it on the back bumper, man?
He's like, "What's your name?" Pedro. He goes,
It's not written on
"It's right there, man, right there."
Well, when I watched the movies, I said, I'm going to keep Up for Smoke for the last one, because I know I'm going to start laughing my ass off.
Mhm.
So, all right. So we're at 25 minutes. Let's go ahead and run through. Does everyone think it's a play or pass? Because we're at 25. We got another movie to do still.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was looking through. Patty says, "Yeah, it was fun to watch. Brought back some memories." Yep. And it to me it did. I mean, it was. So Dalton said this is the first time
Oh, okay,
they've
good.
seen it, so I was laughing. I mean, there was just
Oh.
parts, and again, a lot of humor that you could not get away with today that they
Right.
got away in the
Get away with
70s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I mean, so many places that was politically not correct. So we'll go through.
It's like
Go ahead.
Yeah, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, go. You got it.
No, because I can always keep talking about how I feel bad that the younger generation doesn't understand what we thought was comedy. Being able to quote unquote bully someone, like pushed it, it's like the Goonies, you know what I'm saying? And having Chubb around and making fun of him, you know what I mean? Just
That ain't
little things
flying
like
today.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
can't
It
make
is
fun
not
of-
going to fly today.
You
So
can't
so
make fun of the fat
what is
kid.
it that they consider comedy, you know?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of cussing.
Yeah.
It sound like an old. Let's say I sound
Yeah.
like an old man. A bunch of cussing. That's what them kiddies like.
Oh, I like the F word.
Yep. So, all right. So we'll go through. So, you guys, player pass, and what it means by that is, if you've not watched the show before, player pass, it we play, which means you would recommend this to someone. You want your name on it. You're like, hey, yeah, take my word for it. Or pass, you don't want your name mixed in with anything part of this movie if it's a pass. So play or pass, we'll run through everybody to think. What do you think, Roger?
It was a play for me, and if you haven't seen it, I think you'll laugh. I really think you'll laugh. So it's a play.
For
What
me,
about you, Eddie?
For me, it's a super play, and I think I'm going to watch it again this week. Oh yeah, because maybe I'm going to pick up something I forgot.
It's a lot of stuff. What about you? Player
It's a
pass.
definite play for me. I never want to forget movies like this. You know what I mean? It's important to me.
Tan has the jailbait joke at the beginning would not
Right.
fly.
No.
I mean, there were so many places that Oh, and I'm just thinking of the first part when you see Chong and his dad screaming at him, yelling about, you need to get a job. And this and that. And I'm thinking, we're having the same yell. Some parents are yelling at their kids now.
Yep.
Get out of the house and get you a job. I would
Yep.
give it a play. I would definitely give it a play. I think majority of people would like it. I know that some people wouldn't. I didn't realize that Blue hadn't watched it, so I watched it while she was here or when she was at work, because I thought she'd seen it, so I wasn't going to make her watch it again. When she came home and the credits were getting ready to play, and she said, "Oh, you watched this?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "I don't think I've ever watched this." Like,
Oh wow.
What?
if I'd have known, I'd have waited. Yeah, and then and then probably cop a buzz and then watch it. But yeah, I'll still.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, anytime you want to watch it, we'll watch it. Because even if
Did,
I'm not
did you
laughing
catch a
out
buzz
loud,
while you watched it again?
no, I didn't on this one. I didn't. I was going
Okay.
to, but then it got too late in the afternoon, and I was listening to my excuses. It was too late in the afternoon. I was going to be going to dinner, and so I was like,
I was awake while I was watching it, so
So we know that you were.
Uh-huh.
So it held up when you were high then?
yeah.
It did quite well.
Yeah.
Like Tans is probably better when you're high. It probably wouldn't. I'm gonna have to put this on my Plex and tell my son, you need to watch this. You need to and get back to me. Let me know what you thought. I'd love to hear what his thoughts were. So I'll look at the poll. I think that movie was 100%.
Yeah.
If I'm not
Could you
mistaken.
look at the poll for me? And
That's what
tell
I'm
me
going
what
there.
it is? Thank you.
I'm looking to see. So the poll for it was 100%.
Nice.
All
How many?
100% play. 7.
Quick enough.
6 votes.
Okay.
So 6 votes.
Six votes?
All play. No passes.
Okay.
So definitely something worth watching. So then we'll change up tickets. So for the most part, we're going to give it a play. So for you guys that have not seen it, it may sound bad and old, but I think a wide variety of people would like that. I don't think the group isn't too narrow. So the next movie we got is The Young Frankenstein. Let me share my screen here on this one, which is Mel Brooks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Marty Feldman.
Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks, Marty Feldman.
Terry freaking Garr.
Yeah, Terry Garr, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot
She was
about
beautiful.
that. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, what you guys' thoughts on Young Frankenstein?
I didn't laugh as much as I did in Up in Smoke. I laughed a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I really thought I was going to laugh more. Maybe it's because I've seen it too many times, but I don't know. I didn't laugh very much. I did enjoy Terry Garr a lot.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And
What?
what's the
This guy,
what's
Peter
his
Boyle,
name?
he played in
Yeah, Peter
the
Boyle.
TV show, the Raymond.
Yep.
He's
He was-
the
Yeah,
dad.
yeah,
Yep.
So
yeah.
because when I looked at him,
Everybody
like,
loves him. Yeah,
I know him.
I
And
know
then,
him.
then
Yeah.
it dawned on me, and you got to think 1974. He was a young guy back then, so
Yeah.
that's 40 years ago, and he was in this. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's if you remember that he's the dad on that TV show. What about Raymond?
Hmm.
And
So
it was,
Marty,
I gotta say, yeah, that this is like one of the best black and white comedies that you can watch, because you take the guys that like what's his name, Mel Brooks,
Mhm.
classic comedian that knew how to get that laugh. It's not like he had to do anything illegal to get that laugh out of you. He can just bring it out by doing things that you just it's not like something has to be said for you to be able to get that life. It's like when what is her name there? Not Bette Midler. The other one.
Cloris Leachman or Madeline Kahn?
Madeline Kahn. Every time that they would say her name and you hear the horses,
Oh, that was Cloris Leachman.
that's Cloris Leachman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so every time you would hear that, you'd have to chuckle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're chuckling, one, for okay, yeah, that's kind of funny, but two, of oh, you know what? You're pulling the same freaking thing on me, and I'm still giggling at it.
Well,
You
then
know
you
what I
start
mean?
to start
That
waiting
to
for
me
it.
is classic comedy. That's
Mel Brooks,
classic.
he's a master of the running gag, obviously.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, that's that. You can't make that up.
I think
Being that good.
I don't know, but I think if you never seen this movie, you would probably laugh a lot more than I did. But I just knew all the jokes already.
I knew all the jokes, but I was waiting to get to them.
Yeah, I was too. Like,
You know what I mean? Because it's that good.
one of my favorite lines
That's how
is
I
when
felt about it.
when Gene Wilder asked Marty Feldman, Igor, to help with the bags with the two
Igor,
ladies.
yeah. No, nothing beats
take-
Abby Normal.
Yeah, well, that's pretty freaking funny too. You take the blonde, I'll take the one in the turban.
Yeah.
what I liked about this movie was all the credits were at the beginning instead of at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I
I
noticed,
thought about that too.
I noticed in the credits there was only 2 special effects guys. Instead of having on modern movies, you have
Yeah.
lines and lines of special effects. This one only had 2 people on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think it was the reason they did the credits beforehand. It was an homage to how they used to do it in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
credits
how
were
it was
always
done.
first. Yeah.
You watch a movie and they'd have the credits there, and that's it. Okay,
Yeah.
the movie's over. Everybody get up and get out.
Yeah.
You know, really, not the stuff that that they make up today, where you have to sit there. You've already sat through a 3-hour movie.
Right.
That they had to stretch out, and then at the end of the movie, you're still sitting there because you have to find out the 3 minutes of something that they're trying to show you is going to be on the next movie.
Yeah.
And is that worth it?
Yeah.
No, because no one is reading the credits to say, oh, this person who did that, or you know what I mean. You're filling up a screen with credits so tiny that you can't read anyhow, and they're just doing it for a filler. I'm sorry, that's how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for me, the throwback of it being in black and white, of course, it could have been in color. There wasn't like the movie's that old, but it wanted to give you that feel of that old,
The movie.
that old
Yeah,
movie in black
it
and
felt
white.
better in black and white.
And to me, I don't know. To me, I think I giggled like 2 spots on it through the whole movie.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was struggling to hold my attention, and I'd seen it maybe twice that I've watched it in my life. So I saw it early in the probably late 70s when I first saw it, and so to me, it was all right. Between the two, I definitely would have watched Cheech and Chong over this one. I
Mhm.
mean, if someone said, "Hey, which one do you want to watch again?" I'd be like, "I was watching Cheech and Chong because
Yeah,
this
me
one,
too.
the physical humor, the finger catching on fire here, and it's good, but I don't know, just not as funny. It would
And
be,
overall, the acting was pretty bad in it.
and yeah, but it was on purpose
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it was bad,
Yeah.
and it was just
Yeah.
that awkward feel.
Yeah.
Like an old movie.
Yeah, I was just
Like
like,
an old But I like the cop. The cop was, he had the patch on his eye and he had the lens
Mhm.
on top of the eye. And his other eye is
Yeah.
snapping it off, And then,
Yeah.
when he raised his right arm, you had to put it up, then
Yeah.
pull it up again. But at one time in the movie, you see him, he moves it, but he doesn't use his left hand to raise it. He just does it automatically.
yeah,
Yeah.
There was a couple of errors in there, I think.
yeah, definitely.
Again.
Patty says, I had no sense of humor during this movie. She said I wanted it over, and I can relate. I was kind of like, all right, how much more time?
I don't think it held up nearly as well as Up in Smoke. I really
No,
don't.
it was an hour and a half, which I was glad it wasn't no 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Well, did they? Really, they didn't make movies like that back then. Really, what was the longest movies you would see besides The
Ben-Hur.
Godfather and
Ben-Hur.
Deer
3
Hunter was
freaking
long.
hours.
What year was it? 74?
Which one?
74.
74.
74 for this, 78
Uh-huh.
for
So
Up in
that's
Smoke.
same era anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. I did like the tap dancing one. I think that was about the only part that I was kind of like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, that actually, that was the only part that I was like, this is kind of funny. And I'm thinking,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I started thinking, when they were doing this movie, and then he was like, well, how are we going to get the monster and the people to see the monster? Oh, we'll have him like be on a Broadway, singing with Gene Wilder.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So that was the only part that I could say that I actually liked. I enjoyed that a couple minutes for that song.
I was impressed with Gene's dancing skills.
Yeah.
I like it when Mel Brooks he looks at Marty Feldman. He says, "Oh, your lump isn't it on the other
On
side?"
the other side.
I like how Igor never acknowledged that he even had a hump.
No, he didn't have a
No,
hump.
he
He says
never
one
had
hump.
one.
That 1.1 hump.
What hump?
And how bad do you feel for Marty Feldman having to go through life with that freaking face?
Oh my God.
Dang.
Oh
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. that was-
man.
Look at
That'd
that
been-
guy. That's a face only a mother
Yeah.
can love.
And then there
Only a
wasn't
mother could love.
yeah, there's no special effects to that one.
No.
Yeah, but
Nope.
it's a disease, isn't it? Having bulging eyes like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it was
Yeah.
there is
Yeah,
a
it-
disease for it. I don't think he had it though, because he had it for all.
But
Yeah.
he died. He was only 48 when he passed away. Did
No, really.
He looks like he's more than 48 in that picture.
Yeah. But we all still know his name.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my point to all this. We still know his name
Yeah.
because growing up they made us laugh.
And
Where,
Mel Brooks is
if you
a
can-
genius.
If you could even think of a movie that's 10 years old today, and say, oh, okay, yeah, that guy was funny, you know,
Mhm.
or that guy did something so memorable, you know, and it was so funny that, you know, it's gonna last through all of time.
You're right about that. Hey, this is something I didn't realize. Marty Feldman, he was a writer. He's got 38 credits for writing.
Wow,
So he was a big
funny guy.
writer.
Yeah.
So I mean, even if he wasn't
Yeah.
in front of the screen, you see he has
Mhm.
38 credits to
And I remember as a kid, he would show up in movies. You know, at least every other year you'd see him in a movie of some
Yep.
type.
Yep.
Usually just a small bit part, but
yeah, he was in quite a bit. So yeah, didn't realize that he was a writer.
ugly guy.
Well,
Not a
well,
handsome man.
are his credits showing anything for any other
Fresh.
TV shows for like
For who?
you know, like a lot of those guys like write for like Johnny Carson or somebody, you know.
He was let's see, Marty Feldman. Let's take a look at what he so a writer, Mighty
Monty
Python
Python.
Live.
Oh yeah.
Which
Okay.
is a
All right.
hilarious special. That is a funny special.
Yeah.
The Hollywood
So
Bowl.
another the Don DeLuise and Friends. So that was TV
Okay.
show.
Okay.
Marty's Back
Yeah.
Together. So he had 4 episodes. It's Lulu. I don't even remember that one. Marty Feldman Show was a short.
That had to be
Marty
Oh,
Feldman
sure.
Comedy Machine, 3 episodes. he got just a handful.
I wonder if those were British shows because of the
Yeah.
length of the episodes.
True.
Right.
Because he was born in London.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it for any big ones that I can. Dick Emery Show. Yeah, so they got to be British stuff. The 60s. So.
New Palladium, everything.
Now, if you
All
want
right.
to see somebody with an impressive set of Cloris Leachman, look how much shit she's been in.
Oh yeah.
She's been in
a lot of
so much stuff.
Yeah.
And she was born in Iowa, so
288 actress credits.
right. It's insane.
Wow.
288. Cloris Leachman. And they had, they had her looking old in that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. So yeah, there's some big.
Does it show how many awards that Cloris Leachman has won?
I think she's got a Tony.
One Oscar, another 27 other wins, 42 nominations.
No
so
Tonys.
one Oscar.
Okay, 42. Okay.
42 is a nice number
Nomination.
though.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
So.
I mean, there's
She's
a lot of
passed
star
away.
power.
She passed away last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all right.
see?
So
And
let's
what
go
was
ahead.
the last thing that she? Okay.
Teacher.
She was born in the same hospital as me.
In the same bed?
No.
Let's see. Not to Forget was 2000. The Croods 2, which was a cartoon. I don't see anything. No big ones.
What was the last thing?
Last thing. Not to Forget. Not
forget.
to Forget. And then The Home, it says announced. So she must have just played a part in it. Well, yeah. So. All right,
Or
so
it
let's
could
jump
already
into,
be done too.
Yeah.
It
They
could
just
already
haven't
be
released
done
it.
if it's announced.
It's not set a date for when it's going to be out. So let's see. We'll go through player pass. So play would mean you would recommend this to somebody else. Pass, you don't want your name on that because you don't want your friends coming and smacking you upside the head. Let me get rid of that. Get that off there. So Roger, what do you think? Play or pass for Young Frankenstein?
Had they never seen it before, it would be a play for me because it does have some laughs in it. As far as recommending second viewing, I don't know if I'm that far down on it.
Okay. All right. What about you, Eddie?
It's a play for me.
Play. All right. Aubin, play or pass for Young Frankenstein.
That's definitely a play.
I'm telling you, that was about the only funny part in the movie.
Well, no, there's other funny parts.
Wow.
With the rolling in the hay with Terry Garr. Come on.
Yeah. That wasn't nothing funny about that. I was like, dang, look at. We're looking at for the people over on the side. We've got right now 3 passes and 2 plays. I'll give it a pass. I struggled to stay with this movie. It just was not me. I was just like, please, let's get this over with. I'm glad we didn't watch it on the Oculus because I wasn't able to be on my phone like I was when I was trying to this. I was like, hey, what's Telegram going on? Oh, let me play some poker.
I did play a little Candy Crush in the second act.
Look, this is a Candy Crush game, so yeah, you don't need a lot of it. Mandy gives it a pass, so let me take a glance at. So for the poll in the Telegram, so the poll for that is right now it is 50-50, 5 votes to play, 5 votes to pass. So yeah, we're looking at a 50-50.
But did you vote on there?
Yeah.
Are you the tiebreaker?
Yeah. I wish I could be. I mean, does my vote count as double? So it'd break the tie.
No.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So.
Well, people, make sure you vote there.
Yeah.
Be sure.
And again, this one made $86 million, and it had again a $2 million production budget.
Right.
So, all right. So we'll go with 50-50 or maybe, it's about 50-50 on this for play or pass on this. So you're going to have to take your own chances on this one because we pretty much got a even split, even on the panel. So a few people more passed on the side chat. But yeah, get back to me if you guys liked it and let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. Or maybe I'm just getting too old. But $86 million. Oof.
On a $2 million investment. He went. I was reading the first studio that he was at offered him $1.7 million, and he said no, and he took it to Warner Brothers, and they gave him $2 million to make it.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we got that. Go ahead, and I'm going to take a glance at the Telegram chat for the movies for next week. So we'll go ahead and get that out of the way. I don't know. What do you guys want? I mean, and I'm looking at because I didn't vote on the first poll.
The first movie.
All right, the first one, Kimmy's winning.
Good. That's the only one I wanted to watch.
And the second one, American Underdog, is winning.
Ouch! That's the only one I didn't want to watch.
I don't know. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. For people,
I don't know. Why don't you guys? Was it because it was the Rams or something, or what? I thought that it's a football movie. And what was that?
I don't care about Kurt Warner. I could care less.
Oh,
even though I'm an Iowa kid, and he came up to the Barnstormers, whatever. I still care. Care less.
Yeah. Well, so if we go with 2 movies, the first one was that Kimi, Kimi. So that is the movie for that, and then if you guys are able to hang with us, American Underdog. That is next week. So those are the 2 movies that we got to try to watch. I know I've seen a few movies on this second list because I saw Marry Me and I saw The Kingsman. So
yeah, how did you feel about Marry Me?
Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So so I guess American Underdog would be the movie that we've got to watch. And what was the other one? Kimi. 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 Both of those newer movies, so you guys should be able to find those. So those will be the 2 movies that we got to watch by next Wednesday. And what we do normally on this show, we've talked about this movie. So what we're going to do is we go into overtime, or we go into the after show type of thing. That's we're going to broadcast, and we're going to talk about any TV shows or movies that we want to suggest that that were not part of it.
Diana said that she broke the tie, so could you just take a look and see?
God, let's see here. Oh wait, I'm in the wrong group. All right, I was in the episodes. So
Yeah.
American Underdog.
No, I think she was talking about
Oh,
Young
on the other,
Frankenstein.
on the Young Frankenstein. Okay, then I think she
Oh,
had
okay.
said that's going to be a no. She's going to be a pass. I remember her posting.
Okay.
So all right, so we got that.
Is that 6-5 now, or 5-6?
Yeah,
or I'll take a look later. I'm sorry. There's no need for you to go
Hold on.
crazy.
it's Young Frankenstein. Oh, she gave it a play. Oh,
Okay.
Diana. She gave it a play.
Thank you, Diana.
All right. I think Auburn sent her some money. PayPal. They both
No,
did
I
a
didn't.
play.
I listen. I'm still trying to get there.
So
You know,
all right. So
I'm going through Windows hell here.
I didn't think Kimmy would have won, because when I voted on it, I was the only one.
yeah, but it
When I
looks
checked-
kind of it looks kind of weird, and I don't know what. I know that
It's.
Blue said,
I'll tell
"Oh,
you
that
guys.
looks
It's
interesting."
it's a little bit. I don't know if I could say sci-fi-ish.
Yeah,
But yes, I will say
it looked it.
kind of sci-fi-ish. It took turns that I didn't see coming, and to it's about someone who's agoraphobic, who doesn't normally leave the house.
Hmm.
So I guess that's the kids of today who
Yeah,
don't
a lot of kids
leave the
don't.
house, that can work from home.
Mm.
But I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the movie.
So those are our two movies for next week. So we'll open up the floor to discussion of any other movies outside of what we're talking about, because like I said, we try to keep it about those movies that that were reviewed. So now it'll be like suggestions or like new or things that are happening in Hollywood that may want to impact that. So we'll open up the floor to whatever you guys want to talk about, anything that's new that you guys have found that you liked.
Well, it's not new, but I've been binge watching a cartoon called F is for Family. I don't know if anybody's
Oh
ever
my
watched
God!
it. Good Lord, is
Oh, I
that
watched
funny?
it.
Oh my God, is it
Yeah.
funny?
Mm.
Bill Burr is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's set in the time frame that we grew up.
Wait,
Well,
F is for
Mhm.
funny?
family.
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 Oh,
Mm.
It's
okay,
set,
sorry.
it's set
Yeah.
in 1974, which is when we were, other than Eddie, when we were kids running around. That was it just shows how much life has changed in America,
Mm.
because
Mhm.
you just
Yep.
because the stuff that they depict actually happened in America in 1974, and you could not do most of it in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Bill Burr is pretty much playing his dad in it, and he's hilarious.
So 44
It's
episodes.
not for kids.
Yeah.
Definitely not
Yeah.
for
Not
kids.
for kids.
Not for kids.
It's
All
a
right.
it's a
So,
Netflix one.
Yeah.
yeah. So F is for family. Okay. All right. So I'll have to check for that. I saw somebody had said something about Bel Air. That's coming out. One of the
Uh-huh.
things I will say about Bel Air that I thought was really neat was that it's not your comedy. They're not doing. It don't look like they're doing the same thing that they did before.
It's
This
a
is going to
drama.
be. This is going to be a whole. It's going to be quite a bit of different. And I like that.
Yeah, after I watched,
Mhm.
at first I was like, I'm not watching that piece of crap, and then I watched the trailer,
Mhm.
and it looks kind of good, really. So I think
Yeah,
I put
it looks like it has potential.
I put it on
And
my
it's-
sonar. We'll see.
Like I said, it's
Yeah.
not a reboot of a lot of times when they'll redo a show, it's the exact same show, just
No.
years later.
Yeah.
No, this
I think
looks
this
like
is
it's
gonna
going to be,
Way grittier.
yeah.
I've been watching a lot of the real Peaky Blinders. It's like a documentary. And there's another one, The Real American Gangster, all on YouTube. Dude, I just flipped onto this page and it showed you a whole bunch of documentaries, on gangsters and everything like that.
Mhm.
But the one that really got me was The Real Peaky Blinders.
Mm.
And I posted it on Player Pass, I think.
Yeah,
You
I
wanna
think
watch
Blue likes that. I think she watched Pinky Blinders way back when.
And there's another one, the Gangs of London.
Yes,
That's
is that second
violent.
season
Oh
coming
my
out?
No, the
God.
real Gangs of London.
Huh?
It's on the same page as the YouTube page that I found Peaky Blinders.
It's not the TV show.
No, it's not a TV show.
Oh,
No.
It's the real ones. I think
Okay.
the Gangs of London is based on that documentary.
oh, okay. So it's a documentary. Okay.
It's a documentary.
So I'm definitely going to see the
Check.
Bel Air. Oh,
We heard Jobbin.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm almost there to you guys.
Okay.
oh, look at It's Mint says, okay, just seeing this. If Young Frankenstein hasn't been hailed as one of the greatest comedies of all times, he's unsubscribing. Well, I think it won by one vote
Yeah.
as a play.
Yeah.
Not that I would have done it. All right. Let's see. So we'll let Auburn get himself sorted out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
we're getting echo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It should be going now.
Yep. It's gone.
So Better Call Saul gets premiered. Dates
Yes.
for both halves of seasons.
Oh, The Walking Dead final season. First episode aired. Well, it didn't air yet, but it's out. I watched it this weekend, and better than the last two seasons have been. So it's encouraging. They might end the show in a decent fashion.
Oh,
Anybody get into the Raised by Wolves?
Haven't started
I haven't-
this season yet.
yeah. I haven't started the new season because is there only a couple episodes out?
Yeah,
Three.
I can't get into the new season. I don't know why.
I'm gonna binge it when it's all done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I'm gonna wait.
Have any of you guys watched that new show, Trigger Point? It's an
Nope.
English show, and I really happen to get into it.
Mhm.
Trigger Point. It's a new one about a bomb squad tech, and it seems to have all kinds of little creeks and crevices in it. So I think it's going to be something to watch.
I saw the
Yeah.
Lord of the. We saw the previews for Lord of the Rings
It would
TV show,
amazing.
and Blue was like, "Oh,
Oh, you're done. You're done for.
Yeah. Do you like that genre, Todd?
I loved Lord of the Rings. The
Okay.
Hobbit, not so much.
All right.
I don't know the way that the Hobbit was done. There's something about it felt, I don't know, cheap the way it was done, or just something about it. The Lord of the Rings held me. I can watch that right now. I can do the 9 hours of it. But the Hobbit, it's one of those. It's something
funny.
the way that they did it.
It's funny to me because that's my favorite. Well, it's a book, but it's the preface to the Tower series. But that is my favorite book that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote. Is The Hobbit,
Okay.
actually.
Hey, Alvin, have you been watching Power Book 4?
I still didn't wait. I still didn't watch it yet because I wanted to at least get 3 episodes in.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So this way I know it's going to be there for me to watch.
It is.
But I won't watch those 3 all at once. I'm going to,
Okay.
just put it in the rotation.
Yeah, it's good.
Another thing to talk about is here. Ivan Reitman. If
Yeah.
no one
Yeah, he passed away.
knew that he passed away, yeah, and it's a shame because we just did Ghostbusters and we were
Yep.
talking about him, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And to see him pass, so I guess my
Because
first
didn't
thought
his
is
son
family.
his son
Yeah.
produced this last one?
Mhm.
Correct.
So, and Animal House, another.
Yeah, another classic.
I don't know. I'd have to watch it again to see if
I'm not
again,
sure it
that-
could hold up. I'm not.
I don't
it
think
would.
it'll hold
I'm
up,
scared.
but no, you see, for me, it'll always hold up because to be able to see John Belushi
Yeah.
do
Mhm.
something, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
See,
Forget about his
and
brother,
guess
anybody.
what I am now.
Yeah. Yeah, and so some people are like John Belushi. I only know Jim Belushi. Did you say
Right.
it wrong? So for the younger people, John Belushi was, I guess, the older brother of Jim Belushi.
The one that
older
had
brother,
all the talent.
He
all the
had
talent,
he had the
right.
career with Saturday Night Live and doing movies, the Blues Brothers, different movies, Animal House, and ended up dying. And then Jim Belushi started moving along and moved himself up
Yeah.
into it, having a decent career.
Yeah.
Now he's selling weed.
Yeah, I've seen that. I will say I did watch Yellow Jackets. You guys were.
Oh yeah.
I think some
How'd
of you
you like
guys
it?
suggested.
Yeah, I was telling you to watch it.
Blue
Yeah.
and I both liked it. It is a
Pretty good.
little, to be
Weird.
honest.
Weird.
Yeah, and it just kind of dragged along in like
Yeah.
episodes 2 to 3 to 4. It was one of
Uh-huh.
those shows you're like, am I going to stay with this? It's
I
just
re-
something about it. And then it started to pick up, and
Yeah.
then it kind of leaves you at that whack.
Uh-huh.
What the fuck
Yeah.
just happened?
It's
I'm
kind of
into season
But I
2 of-
thought there was a good cast with those other
Yeah.
younger girls
yeah.
that they got. I thought
Yeah.
they were superb.
and
I-
the
I
music
really-
is great for us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah.
the music is right in our wheelhouse.
yeah.
So
I just finished episode 2 of Yellow
Okay.
Jackets.
It's
No,
worth
like it.
watching.
I
It's
like
worth
it.
watching.
Yeah.
So if you've not watched it, definitely a show to watch, and it's not super fast. I mean, it
No.
drags along
No.
a little bit. So
No, it drags
just
along.
fair warning.
Yeah.
You got to hang with it. And I finished Ozark, the first section, and if that show didn't have me cussing and swearing at the end of the first, because it's like one of those split season shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
I think we
But do
leave
you-
it
but-
in the can until the next episodes drop and watch it all at once.
Uh-huh.
It-
But do you
it-
see
I-
what I'm talking about? Instead of them splitting it up for two, in two,
Yeah.
or instead of them breaking it up week by week to give you a taste. So now you have something to talk about.
I don't
Now
want to
you're
taste.
stuck
Give it
with-
to me.
No,
Give it
no,
to me. Give it
because-
to me.
No, because now you see the problem is now you're stuck with 7 episodes in you that
Yeah.
if you go to someone and you say, let's talk about Ozark, and they're gonna be like, no, don't say anything to me. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm telling you that it's just the worst way for them to do this.
Yeah,
Because
I
no
agree.
one has conversation about the shows anymore.
Yeah.
I think
Either
it would have
They're
been.
going to watch it all at once, or they, or they're not going to watch it because, they don't know about it.
I think if they were going to break it up or dole it out in small portions, like they split it in half, I think they should have just went to a weekly release for it. I think it would have.
Right. That's what I
better.
said. Would be the better off.
Yeah.
You'd be better off. It'll be, 7 weeks of people talking about a show and saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, I can't wait till next week to watch it." You know what I mean? That's the way a show should be.
But
Not that,
we've all
you
gotten. I mean, but the thing is, all right. So Roger and I have already said the same thing. We've already said it. There's certain shows we're not even going to bother watching until all the episodes are out.
Right.
We can watch them.
But at least
It's just we've got.
But the thing is, sure, we're conditioned to say, "Oh, okay, I'm not going to watch. I'm going to wait until the 7 are done, or I'm going to wait until the 14 are done." Now you're the one that's running away from people because you don't
Yeah.
want to hear anything about it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, Raised
And
by
that should
Wolves,
be,
yeah.
you know, that should be the way. That's the way it should be. Like, oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't miss. I don't want to miss what people are saying. I want to watch this, and then you're going to be forced to watch it. To say,
Some
because you started hearing something.
Some shows are easier than others to avoid spoilers on. Some
Yeah.
Mhm.
some you can't go
Yeah.
on social media at all,
Right.
and you'll
Yeah.
be
Right.
spoiled. And like
Mm-hmm.
Raised by Wolves, no one's talking about that on
Yeah.
social media,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about getting spoiled on them.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do that with 1883. I said
Yeah.
I wanted to see the whole, let's say the whole season and
Mhm.
watch it one after another. But after the first episode, I was hooked. I had to go into the second episode, the third episode, and drag it along.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just started that. And it, again, for people that it's supposed to be a prequel to Yellowstone, but to be honest, I haven't seen, except for the very first episode, it talked a little bit about the Dunhams, but other than that, there was no talk about.
Nothing
So
else.
it's its own show. It doesn't. You don't have to have watched Yellowstone to watch this.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, the
It's-
140 years in between them helps a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But I mean, it's not like a storyline that has to go.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, but it is a Western more than Yellowstone.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like this is more of a Western for sure than Yellowstone. Yellowstone, to me, yes, it happens in Montana. Yes, they're on a ranch, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's a cowboy, even though it's
Mhm.
weird to me.
To
I don't see
me,
it as that way.
Yellowstone is a soap opera with some freaking horses thrown in it.
Kind of is. Yeah. So let's see. What anybody else?
Another one, Futurama,
Yeah.
is coming back.
And I won't watch it if they don't get
I'm happy to see that.
Bender. If they don't get Bender
right.
back, I'm not watching it.
Yeah. Bender is the show. So we got that to look forward to. All Rise, another show that was brought back after it was canceled from ABC. ABC had All Rise. It was, they did 2 seasons. It was, really pretty good. And it looks like Oprah, bought into it and said, okay, I'm gonna, take over that show. So anybody who liked that show, you at least you'll be able to continue watching it now.
Okay.
We have what else was it here? Katie McGrath. Oh, okay. Yeah, that John Wick series. The Continental that's going to be coming on Stars. We got to get ready for that. It's a prequel for what happened in John Wick. If you'll remember, the Continental was that hotel where all of those guys hang out. Yeah, I think that's a good idea for them to do.
I think it opens up. You can do a series, you can do a show on that, and it could do very, very well because you can have short characters that are just there for a short period of time.
Yeah,
you could crank it out. In a hotel type of situation, that lends itself to a long series of episodes because different characters, people don't have to stay.
The Love Boat was a hotel on the water that lasted.
That's right.
Season.
That's right. That's right. That's for sure.
One that I can't wait for is Vikings Valhalla. That's coming back. I think in March.
Oh, yeah, Vikings. Yeah, Vikings is coming back.
Oh my goodness! Hey, Todd, did you watch any more of?
I haven't watched
Pam
any
and
more
Tommy?
of Pam and Tommy. I was trying to
it's on
decide
tonight. On tonight.
if Blue, because she was kind of like she was on the fence about watching it, so I
gotta watch it.
waited because I thought she might want to watch it with me.
The episode that dropped last night, they give 2 big thumbs up to Tommy Lee at the end of it. with the musical cue that it just made me start belly laughing when it happened, and it was two big fingers to Tommy Lee. It really was.
Yeah, but you said the episode played last night. It's playing tonight.
It dropped at 1 a.m.
Oh
last
yeah,
night.
12 a.m. Yeah, you got Plex. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's another cop drama coming at East New York. That CBS ordered. If get ready for that. Because of I don't think it's a Dick Wolf show. So we'll see what happens. See what happens. I got the hiccups now.
Well, the only cop show or lawyer show that I ever liked was Night Court.
Oh, that's coming back.
I saw that.
Right? Yeah.
I saw that.
What's her name now? Was it Michelle Rauch, the girl who was in what the hell was it? Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah, the blonde girl.
She's gonna be the judge. She's supposed to be was related to Harry or something like that, I think, and she'll be taking over for him. I know she's funny, but I don't know if she's that Harry Anderson funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Harry Anderson was another guy who was classic that we would watch every week because it was Night Court. You had to watch the show because it was.
I watched for Marky Post myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That
I
was.
loved her.
Yeah, so did I.
She just passed.
She died.
She
passed. Just passed last year.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shame. What else do we have here? Another quick note. They're saying that no Best Picture Oscar nominee grossed over $1 million at the weekend box office. So, kind of funny, huh?
They didn't give a nod to Spider-Man, so I think they missed the boat because that was a great movie.
Right now, guys, because I was thinking the same thing. I still didn't see Spider-Man yet, but we know how much money the thing is. No, I haven't watched it. I'm waiting. Why I think I'm waiting is because it seems like there's so much going on in it that I know I need to go back and watch a couple other Spidey things that I didn't watch that I need to, get in there because I have a feeling they're going to reference a lot of it.
It helps to be familiar with the characters from the other Spidey-Mans.
Right, so...
Especially the villains. The villains play...
Yeah, or roll in there.
Yeah.
So that's why it's not like I haven't seen them all, but I'm missing something. So, I need to go and watch it. But I know that the movie is going to be great because you can see what they put into it. It was a great... But for them not to... But for those movies to not get any awards, that's the way it happens. Yeah. It's not right. It's there's something wrong. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, all right. So I'm going to ask a question. So, Nightmare Alley. Have any of you guys watched this?
No, I don't think I'm going to.
Wait. It sounds familiar to me. What? Nightmare Alley. That's the one with.
It's about the circus.
Yeah.
You got Bradley Cooper
I didn't watch
in
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I watched
last
night.
Uh-huh.
Did you like it?
And let's see. What's the length on this? 2 hours. It's got to be 2 hours. 2 hours and 30 minutes long. What the F?
Right.
What the F?
Mm-hmm.
Blue watched an hour, just shy of an hour last night, and she was getting ready to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, I'm not ready to go to bed." She goes, "Well, I'm going to go to bed." She goes, "You keep watching this, and then tomorrow you tell me if it's worth me spending another hour and a half on this." She goes, "Because the first hour," she goes, "I'm like, what? What is this? Where's this? Where's the horror, or thriller?" And it drags. It had tastes of Carnival from HBO. You guys remember Carnival? Tastes of that. I mean, just I felt like, I'm like, this is going to be like a weird freak show kind of thing. And the thriller murder stuff happens at the very, 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 very end, and it's kind of a ironic twist at the very end of it. But for me to wait 2.5 hours to find an ironic twist that I actually suspected
Right.
at one point in the movie, like halfway through, I'm like, they could go this way with this movie, and certainly did. I would not waste my time. This would be massive, and I don't know. Here it is. It's one of the Oscar-nominated movies.
Right. Right.
What?
I know. But you never. I can't. For the life of me, I can't understand how they're coming up with these things. You know, because sometimes think about it. How can Spider-Man not get mentioned?
And West Side Story, a terrible remake.
I know, right? Is in there. I don't understand it.
To me, sometimes I think, and I guess we're in the politically correct way we are. Sometimes I think they plug movies to hit certain genres or check off certain boxes because there's certain movies in this, and I've seen and I'm like, and Power of the Dog. I've got to watch that because that was nominated up one side and down the other.
When I watched it and we had it in the choice for the show, and I was just like, I remember I was like, it's like not what I was looking for. I was like, it's like Brokeback Mountain in a way, you know what I mean? And I was just like, I just didn't get into it.
Yeah.
And
here it is. It's winning. It's going to win everything.
Licorice Pizza is on there, and if they gender swap the roles, that movie can't be made. You can't make a movie of a 20-year-old guy banging a 15-year-old girl. You just can't do it.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that sometimes they put these movies out or they get put on this list, and we watch a lot of movies, and I'm like, why is that even on the list? I don't, and it's like, what was it? 9,000 or 90,000 people vote that are part of that vote on this particular part. Part of this part of the Academy, because they get to vote for the best director and the best picture. Everyone gets voted on those things, and I'm thinking, why? I mean, I got Dune. I see why that was nominated. I haven't watched King Richard.
You know what?
Anyone that watched it?
We didn't.
No,
it's so boring.
I heard it was boring.
So boring.
And then I'm like, okay, so why is that nominated? Because of Will Smith?
Because you
got to have him up on the list. So.
Yep.
And so I don't know. I will watch Belfast. because it's nominated up and down the list.
You're gonna like Belfast.
Blue says, well, of course it's not is it not Irish? What is it?
It's Irish. Northern
Irish. Is it Irish?
Yeah.
Irish film. She goes, oh, that's why it's nominated. So to me, and we've talked about it, Coda. Definitely for me, picture of the year. I mean, because it checked so many boxes, in my opinion. But that's just me.
I think I might have passed on that movie because it pissed me off.
Why? What pissed you off about it?
I just thought it had plot holes. And
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just looked at some of the. To me, I laughed in it. I cried in it. I felt good. I did self-reflection. And when movies do that for all those boxes for me, I'm like, hey, it's giving me everything. I mean, so, but some of the stuff, and the Eyes of Tammy Faye. I know that a lot of people. Didn't like that.
I don't know how that could really be up there as a contender. I didn't think it was, all that.
I knew that Nicole would be nominated for the Bee and the Ricardos. I knew that would happen.
Yeah.
We watched that, and Blue and I, because Blue and I, the movie itself is that I didn't think it was that great of a movie.
No,
but I told her, I said there will be nominations for them too on this movie. I said because of playing a real life character, they are all in.
I thought that they did a good job. To hear Lucy's story that way. Yeah. Because people never gave her the credit of, really what she was before everyone of trendsetter, right? She was before all of them. You know, they
yeah.
it's not like, you know, you see the whole story about Coca-Cola and all that with her. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, people don't recognize, you know, that, you know, oh, this
Lucille
is
Ball. Yeah, she did a lot of things for
she did a
women and
lot.
gave. She broke through some
A lot of
ceilings,
barriers. Yeah.
and you know
She
that
wasn't taking
women
nothing from
had.
nobody. Right.
At a
And
time when women were second-class citizens.
yes,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, being Ricardo. So again, to me, not a great movie. To me, it was more like you can't take it as a direct history or fact, but you can
Right.
say that it's based on a lot of fact, and they'll add some Hollywood twist to it. But at least you get an idea of what was going on back then, and you know, the prejudiced stereotypes that was going on, and I enjoyed it. I was glad I watched the movie. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I would, you know,
But
I
if
couldn't
that person
recommend it.
if you knew the person were a Lucy fan, you'd
Yeah,
say
or
you got to
somebody
watch
that
the
doesn't
movie.
like me likes to
you know?
learn. It's like you're learning. So
Right,
I don't
right.
even watch it.
And I'm still kind of pissed that they didn't give Cruella any love in the
Right.
Yeah.
Oscars.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
it was such a good story. Why isn't it up for original screenplay? You know?
Mhm. Or costume.
It is.
I think it got costume.
Costume's the only thing
Yeah.
they did give it recognition.
I don't
for.
even think any songs.
No.
Right.
And I thought
No.
that song.
That we thought that the music in there
dog,
was great.
that dog where she's like, "I'm a dog," or
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
remember the one she was singing outside when they out there on the stage?
Yep.
I thought that song was great. I really enjoyed that song, and not nominated. Costume and makeup.
Yeah. Just visual shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Because when we finished watching that movie, I was like, God, that's gonna win some Oscars. That was the best Disney movie I've watched in 30 freaking years.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And look at those two things. I'm looking through of it. I don't see. There's nothing else for that. But all right. So why would Cruella be snubbed on a lot of stuff? And a lot of times when movies are released early in the year,
you
get screwed.
Yep.
Because people have had 11 months to forget about you.
Yeah.
Whereas if this had been released in November of this past year, then it'd be more on your mind.
It would win, right? Yeah,
but it's been so long. You're like, I think like Nightmare Alley. I think the only reason it's nominated is because it just came out. So,
I can't wait to watch Licorice Pizza. It looked like a good story that, okay, yeah, I'd watch this, but I just feel bad that, it was only in the theater. You know what I mean? It's not like that didn't go to streaming yet or anything. So, it might
we've
end
talked
up being
about
a great movie.
It hurts these companies, and I should say more of the actors, that when these things are going to these streaming platforms and you're just bypassing the box office.
Yeah.
Numerous movies
another
playing.
Another new thing this year, we didn't get all the Oscar movies as screeners, which we always do.
Nope. And there was an article, Torrent Freak wrote an article just last week, and I was actually going to talk about it on Friday, and it was talking about how Hollywood has curbed the leaks, the screener releases that would normally start in December and run all the way through January and the beginning of February. Screeners were sneaking out, and how Hollywood has basically stopped it and said, I want to say it's like only 5% or less made it that were leaked of the movies that, and it said it's because, of precautions they're doing. They don't give them out to everybody. Watermarks on any of the things that they do get out to screeners, so they know if this gets out, hey, we sent this to you, Jim Bob, how did it get to the internet?
Right.
I think in the past they used to send out DVDs to everyone.
Yes.
And they don't really do that so much anymore. They send you a web URL, and it's a one-time play that you can watch it,
Yeah.
Well, what do you think the COVID had on, with the release of so many bad movies.
Mm-hmm.
That has an effect
Yeah,
too.
that could, that could be, if we think about some of the bad movie, it could be partially. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
And you got to even think about like for example, that like some TV shows now have they come up with like for example, there's one, The Resident. They
Resident
took they took that their whole storyline and they said, well, you know what, we're gonna bump everything up 5 years from now, and no one's wearing any masks or anything like that. So now when you're watching it, it's like, oh, just like how it was normally you should be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's crazy, but
Yeah.
that's what they did. You know,
That's
and
smart.
now you're watching a show where no one is wearing a mask or anything like that, and no one's even talking about it. You know what I mean?
Well, think
I
about
did-
this. Think
Go
about
ahead,
that.
Todd.
Will be now. I was thinking it's going to be this 2-year period of Hollywood slash TV shows that when we see a show that was released that has the masks and stuff, you're going to be like, oh man, I know when that was. Remember back then?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, it
I did notice that Kimmy, that one of the shows that we're going to watch this week,
Mhm.
she is wearing a mask in some of
Yeah.
the scenes.
Yeah, she is.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey,
But-
let's go.
but
It's
her-
where-
But so you know, her thing with the mask is more agoraphobic than it
okay.
being the other thing. But
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
but
but
that makes-
people are still wearing masks. It's still
Yeah.
during today's times.
So we're at an hour and a half, so we need to cut it loose. Thanks for everyone hanging out. Thanks for you guys watching. We've got our movies for next week, which was Kimmy and
American
Underdog.
Underdog.
American
Underdog.
are the
Yeah.
2 movies that we need to watch next week. So be sure to watch that. We'll also have our show on Wednesday. We'll run through everyone. We're going to go. Roger, anything you want to say before we head out?
As always, thanks for the invite. It was a good time, good show. Laughs were had by all.
That's right. What about you, Eddie? Anything you want to say before we head out?
Thanks for everybody, but we're missing the beach and we're missing Andrew.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Both of them
Let-
weren't able to be
Let's get him
with us.
back next week.
Yeah,
Dave did
well,
watch the movies. Andrew didn't.
right. And I bet you Dave hated them both. We'll have to hit him up. We'll hit him up and see. I posted the link to this. We'll may do the after show after this is over, which will not be broadcast online.
Or
Yeah,
you
I
put it in
posted it
Stream-
in Player Pass.
both? Oh, okay.
I haven't
So-
put it in Stream Manager yet. Put it in
Okay.
Player Pass. So it's in there. So if you guys want to join, and because I got to eat my dinner. Alban, anything you want to say before we go?
Thank everyone. I'm sorry you didn't get to see my face till late, but you know,
We're not
was
sorry.
being Windows was just doing one of those. Let me keep restarting on these updates. So we'll see you guys next week for American Underdog and Kimmy. I commented on the other movies. If you want, you can. If you've watched them, you can vote on them in the Player Pass room, or if you even have questions about it, say something.
Yeah. I'll
No,
have to
You want-
I'll
glad
post
to
my
listen.
thoughts on those other movies that I've already seen. So
I
want
might
some
watch
mov-
it. I think
you
I'll
want
watch
some
The
mov-
Kingsman.
You want some movies for a throwback next week?
No, next week are new movies.
we're gonna do it once a month. This throwback.
Timmy
Oh.
and American.
Or no, he's saying for the following week.
The
The
following
following-
week. Yes, guys, you can send me your movies, and
Okay.
we'll put them on the list.
All right,
Actually, yeah. Go ahead.
So we'll have that for next week. So that's all we got. Thanks for you guys joining. Be sure to join the Telegram group where you can vote and give your thoughts and suggestions on what movies we should watch or shouldn't watch. And we'll see you on the next one.